Let's bring the September 23rd Christopher School District meeting to order. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call vote. Madam Secretary.
Mr. Cullen.
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo.
Here.
Mr. Parolo.
Here.
Mr. Poliafico.
Here.
Mr. Poplawski.
Here.
Mr. Reason.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Ms. Paglione.
Ms. Paglione is excused. She's home still recuperating from her broken arm.
And Mr. Chicolella.
Here. Do I have a motion to approve the complete agenda with said addendums?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Reports and presentations. Dr. Minetti?
Thank you very much. I would just want to let the public know that we are in the process of getting the makerspace together at the elementary school. I'm going to take this down so you can hear me. We are going to be ordering the Cricut machines and the computers to finish up what we have there, which are also 3 different types of robots for the different age levels. We're going to get a lot of it set up next week. When that extra equipment comes in, we're going to finish setting that up. And we'd like to work in conjunction with the library. The library just received a really nice grant to get more equipment in their makerspace that they have available. So it would be a really nice partnership between the school district and the Grundy Library when we get these all up and running. We still have money to develop a makerspace at the middle school, so we're going to get that up and running as well. I wanted to let parents know, I've had some requests from parents to know the COVID numbers in the school district, and I do collect that every week, and I've been sending it along to the board, but I'm also going to have it posted on the website, just the number of cases per week in each building, okay? Because I know I have some parents who maybe have some children who have different issues or whatever. You just want to keep on top of how many cases that we have in the buildings. We will not identify whether cases are staff or students. We will just say there are 3 cases, for example, and 4 that are quarantining. It would just be a number like that for each one of the buildings. So that way parents are kept aware of what we have in the district. Our numbers have been very low. Our COVID numbers. So I'll have those together for this week tomorrow, and I'll make sure that they are up on the website. We had our back to school nights in the school buildings, and we had a really nice turnout from parents, so we thank everybody for coming out. We have all of our programs up and running in the elementary school, our new programs and initiatives. I'm sure that Ms. Rosado will also tell you about those, and all of our new curriculum that we have going on at the high school as well. So I just wanted to take a minute before I end to say thank you very much to everybody in the public, and on the school board, and in the overall school community for your support over the past 2 years. This will be my last board meeting and my last report. So I wish you all the very, very best. This was a wonderful experience for me. Bristol will always be part of my home, and I will definitely be coming back to visit. You'll see me down on Mill Street at some of the festivals and things as well. So thank you all very, very much for such a wonderful experience in such a great town. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Minetti, and thank you for the comments. I just want to add to Dr. Minetti's report that what she will be giving to the public is the same thing that the school directors get. Correct, Dr. Minetti?
Correct.
So we're going to be getting the same thing. The transparency is there. We don't get anything that's different than what the public will be receiving starting on Friday. Okay, that's in our health and safety plan, and Dr. Minetti and the nurses and the administration gather all those facts and then report them to us on Friday. Once again, thank you, Dr. Minetti. Mrs. Rosado, do you have anything?
Yeah, just a couple of things. Thank you. So, as Dr. Minetti said, last Tuesday we had a fairly large turnout for back to school night in our traditional sense. We gathered in here in a large group, and then parents were able to visit their teachers, their children's teachers, and hear about what they're going to be learning this year. So we had an excellent turnout. I'd like to remind everybody on behalf of Bev Haley, join the PTA, send your $8 in the envelope. You can send it with your child to the school. She'll be here to collect, and also give you your card afterwards. This is a reminder to parents that if you have tech issues with the Chromebooks, all kids should have brought their Chromebooks back to school at this point. If anything happened to them over the summer, please visit our website. There is the technology issues link, and you pick the appropriate link. Mr. Hetherington will get back to you ASAP. If for some reason the Chromebook is inoperable and you owe money, please do not let that be a barrier. Contact Mr. Hetherington. We will work out some type of arrangement because the kids do need their Chromebooks. At the elementary level, they'll be brought home or sent home at different degrees depending on the grade level. And the teachers probably discussed that at back to school night. And finally, I'd like to thank this St. Gregorio's Church in Ben Salem. They've become our partners over the last few years, and they gave us a beautiful donation of book bags and school supplies, so we're replenished now for any kids who may need them, and there will be some tomorrow because everybody got soaked at dismissal today. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Rosado. Mr. Nastasi?
Yes. Couple things. Tomorrow, Family Services will be coming to our high school to check out our space for future counseling. Number two, Peaceful Talks is an organization that is going to be holding up to 5 social and emotional learning groups per week at the high school for free. It's a service that our guidance counselor has provided for us. Next, the week of October 11th, NAMI, which is the National Association for Mental Illness, is starting a high school outreach program that's going to meet twice a month as a club after school. Sr3 21 updates. Monday starts tutoring for grades 7 through 12 for free. It'll start at 2:40 to 6 p.m. You can sign up or get information at the number 21 ST Century at BBSD.org is the website. And also with the Sr3 21, they are incorporating a drama club starting October 4th. They're also incorporating a wellness group, which includes exercise and yoga for our junior high students. And our back to school night, we had approximately 150 to 200 parents. It went really, really well. All the parents had their student schedules. They went 8 periods. They had a little snack, and they followed all their student schedule verbatim for about 10 minutes, and it went really well. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Nastasi. How long have you been with us now?
Since the end of April.
You're doing an excellent job. Keep
Thank
the
you.
good work up.
Appreciate it.
Following right in Mrs. Rosado's footsteps, she ran both schools, and her reports were thorough, just like yours. Keep the good work up, Ron.
Thank you.
Mr. McHugh, do you have anything?
Yeah.
All right, so with that, let's get to public participation. So anyone from the public have anything to say? Approach the podium, tell us your name, yes.
Yeah.
So, there's a mic over here?
Yes, the mic is working, sir.
My name is Raphael. Let me get this right, bro. So I guess what I'm bringing tonight is something that, I'm sorry guys, I'm
Excuse
getting
me,
nervous and I stutter, so please be patient with me.
Excuse me, Raphael. For the minutes, can you please state your last name?
Raphael Nova,
Can you spell that for Jennifer? She's
Sure.
taking the minutes.
N-O-V-A.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. So again, I actually, you guys be patient with me because I stutter when I'm relaxed. So, yeah. So what I'm bringing tonight is that so in the past, I don't know what 3 to 4 years ago, I asked a couple of teachers, and I asked them about I guess well, I had a question for teachers a couple years ago, and they told me that it's something that they couldn't deal with. It's something that had to be presented to the board. So I tried to reach out to you guys via email, and I never got a response. And again, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm here tonight to try to go over this and see if we can do something about this. And what I'm bringing is it's regarding I guess, sharing CNN material with the kids in school. So CNN 10 material. So what I'm asking is that I'd like for the school to just present kids, I guess, with more materials, different news sources. So there should be more, I guess, more equality in news. Instead of just focusing on CNN, giving them something else to go over, or giving kids the option to actually bring something from home and present it in school instead of, just playing a couple clips.
Excuse me, Dave, I can't. Is it all right if he takes his mask down?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please.
Take your mask down, that'll help with the microphone.
And that's another question that I have. I know it's something that the state, is running, but is kids not wearing a mask in school an option? Is that something that could be presented?
No,
So
that's it's a state mandate that we have to wear masks when we're in the building.
Okay, so I guess I'll make it public, as a parent, like, I'm concerned that the kids are wearing masks in school. So, whenever that becomes available, I don't know if I have to come back in here, but I like for that to be an option for kids, for them to, if they have an option, not to wear a mask. I know it's not an option right now, but in the future, I like at least for my kids not to wear a mask. If they want to wear it, they can wear it, but if it's an option for them to take it off, I like for them to do that.
Mr. Nova, I can tell you that the governor and the Department of Health mandate right now is what the district is following.
Mhm.
Everybody hopes that mandate will be loosened at some point here as the numbers hopefully affect that. I think that's the goal. And the health and safety plan reflects those different changes, and that's always being reviewed depending on the information we get from those different sources. So I don't think anybody here wants anybody to have to wear a mask, but as it stands now, that's the governing mandate that we have to deal with. So, and as a lawyer, I have to tell the district that this is what we have to follow too.
Okay. Appreciate that. All right, so again, just going back to, I guess for the main reason that I came here, and again, it's a plain CNN for kids in school. I think, there should be more diversity in the material that they're being presented. And I like to ask the board to end plain CNN for kids and finding different materials that they can share. Again, it could be something, an option could be, they could bring something in, from home, whatever they pick, different homes have different materials that they go over. And I think that opens up the door for discussion. It helps the kids become more critical thinkers instead of us just, showing kids what they need to listen to, or, just one network that they should be focusing on. So that's what I have for tonight. I'll leave for the board to, I'm not sure how this works. If I'm not sure if this is the right avenue for this, right? But I'd like to, to know if this is the right avenue, and if you guys can provide me with a response, if that's an option or not, to provide the kids with different options when it comes to news or just something different.
Yes, I just have a question. You stated that you sent emails
In the past, yeah.
to who, sir?
Yeah, so, it's probably 3 or 4 years ago, so it's been a while. I was just never brave enough to come in here and do this. It's whoever was available, any emails that I was able to find. So I'm not really sure who it was. I'm pretty sure I could find that out, but it doesn't really matter. But I sent a couple emails and just never got a response. I was able to talk to the teachers, and, they were pretty helpful. The teachers are great here. They got back to me, but they said that, that's not something that, am I talking too fast?
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're super nervous. So, they made it clear something that they just couldn't do in class. It's something that needed to be presented to the board. And I'm here today, and hopefully, that's something that, could be resolved, or at least to give kids more options when it comes to news. So,
No, you're welcome to come here anytime and voice your concerns. So thank you for coming, and I don't recall, but I answer all my emails, so if
Okay.
I did not answer your email, I'm a little surprised, but
Yeah.
but anyway, you did the right thing. If you didn't get answers by emails from the board and you came here, that's fine.
I appreciate it.
Dave, excuse me.
Yes.
Kelly, this is Renata. She could respond to the CNN if you want.
Hi, Mr.
How's it
Novaval.
going?
How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So
Nervous.
I heard your concern about just presenting like one point of view. CNN News was used in homeroom back when we were here as a middle school, so probably your son
In high school.
had that in some of his classes. I just asked Mr. Nastasi, I know that it's not in what we're doing now because we don't even really have a homeroom and we're really packed with curriculum.
Okay.
Within all the classes, and he also, Mr. Nastasi, reiterated that it's not being shown there either. It was a TV, obviously CNN was just a TV, broadcast that they would watch in the morning while the teachers were kind of doing some of the housekeeping and
Okay.
at different times of transition where they needed a few minutes to transition and so on. So I think that you'll be happy. I'm not sure how old your son is right now because I've lost track, but.
He's, well, 14, he's in high school.
Okay,
now,
so he should check out one of our electives, which is our current events elective.
Okay.
Kids really love it, and a variety of perspectives and topics, current topics are discussed. So that should be an elective that he looks out for.
Okay, all right.
I think you'd be happy with that.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that, I know that Mr. Esposito at the high school uses CNN, the different clips and such from CNN in his classroom for history. So if you want to talk to him about the different
Esposito?
perspectives that are offered on that and what kind of articles he's choosing and you know, then he would be a good go-to.
Okay.
Because he's one that I know uses that. It's not widely used throughout,
So it's not-
but for
okay.
that specific class, I know that he
Okay,
uses
okay.
it.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I guess I thought that was something that was happening like in the district or, you know, so some, all right.
It used to be.
It used to be, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That clears it up. You know, I was hoping I was able to do it, well, you know, over email, but I'm here today, so I appreciate it.
I would also put out there, if you ever have any questions about the high school or middle school, you could email me directly. You could call me, you can come in, and I'll help you out immediately.
I appreciate that.
And I appreciate your courage up there, standing up there talking. I know it's not easy.
Oh, man. Yep, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Anyone else from the public?
My name's Jesse Walker, and I guess we were at the open houses at the high school, and it was really great to be there. And, you know, I really like that we're moving away from the PSSA prep and the warrior period and offering some other opportunities. So I think that's really great. You know, it seems like a nice positive change. And, I mean, once again, I mentioned before, it'd be great to have additional teachers that could help to offer different classes too. Hiring teachers, I know it's a budgetary problem. And I remember the CNN stuff too that the other person mentioned. So, you know, right, there's different types of news sources that could be used. It's endless, the amount of news sources, but, you know, it's good to hear. So, yeah, it's great. I really appreciate the changes and moving away a little bit from the warrior period stuff and the PSA prep and offering different electives. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you for your comments, Jess. Anyone else from the public?
Hi, my name is Dory Morgan. I think my question might be a little more targeted for Dr. Minetti. We talked previously about the Robotics Lab and what we're doing to make sure our exceptional learners, our students with IEPs that might need additional supports to be successful in that space, those needs are addressed. Have we been able to make any progress on that?
Well, we're still like unpacking all of the materials right now. But when I have everything for next week, I'm going to have some meetings with all of the teachers at the elementary school. And then if there's any adaptive equipment that we need to purchase for that makerspace as well, we do still have grant money available.
Okay. It would be fantastic to partner with the occupational therapist because that individual would be able to make some key recommendations for how these students could actually leverage this incredible asset that the school is getting.
And a lot of it is very, the robots for like the younger students are very sturdy and durable. They're like B-bots, they're called. They look like a big bee. And they have a touch pad on the top that they could use, and there's using the iPads. They can also program them like that. So they're very simplistic, and they could be used for any age level. So they're not just limited to like K1 and 2 have to use those. Any kid at any age level will be able to use the different robots that are there. So I think it'll be good. And the equipment that's there will help to be adaptive as well. But if there's anything additional that we can purchase for that room, I'd be happy to entertain that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dory, before you go, I know we spoke about this when I talked to you on the phone. You asked me about that, about the physical therapy and about this program. So you're the advocate for that program. So you keep an eye on things, okay, because we're having a transition now. Dr. Manitti's leaving. Dr. Schaefer will be coming in. So let us know if there's anything else that can be done.
Of course, you guys all know that I love to pick up the phone and
Yeah, and that's
speak
fine.
up quickly.
That's fine, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Anyone else from the public? Mr. Gatto, I'm going to let you jump in here and give your report, and then, you know, you could go if you want.
Okay,
I asked Mr. Gatto to come tonight and to present to the board an item that was purchased by the school district, Mr. Gatto's recommendation, and he'll go through the whole deal with you so that the public is informed of what we're doing. So go ahead, Mr. Gatto.
Okay, can
Thank
I
you.
take this
Yeah,
now?
go right ahead.
First of all, I'd like to give out a big shout out to our maintenance staff and custodial staff. And I know everyone here has thanked them, but I feel that I have to say that publicly because they haven't skipped a beat through this whole pandemic. And I just want to commend them on a great job minimizing the effects of this pandemic on the school and the staff and everyone else. So thank you. We've taken steps to clean the school on a daily basis using wiping the desks, using chemicals, and fogging the rooms. Last year, Mr. Parolo approached me and he says, how can we take this to the next level? How can we add another layer of protection to the school and our kids and our faculty and the whole staff? So we went searching and looked at some other options, and we came up with the best option, in our opinion, was to come up with this device, which utilizes, I don't want to hold this up, you won't be able to see me, so you can laugh. Uses an ultraviolet light, a HEPA filter, a charcoal filter, et cetera, used by 30 professional organizations, over 50 schools that I know of that use these devices. And they're used, obviously, to kill surface and air contaminants. That's our goal. So we did a trial at the high school and installed one at our high school and let it run. We did a test before we turned it on, tested for contaminants, had a very low level. Thank you again, custodial staff. And then after 3 days, took another sample, and believe it or not, excuse me, the contaminant level was almost zero. So I'm a firm believer in this. I saw it with my own eyes. I am a very skeptical person when it comes to things like this, especially when we're making this kind of monetary investment. Last year, we bought about 45 of them. Back then, they were about $1,200 a piece. This past year, last year we could only give them out to people that were compromised, if there was a case in the building, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This year we decided to go ahead and purchase another 100 of these. So the total investment of the district is over $100 and some thousand, okay? We decided, the Board of Education, obviously everyone up here on the stage has decided this is a priority of ours, okay, to keep everyone safe. And I want to thank you, everyone up here, for investing in, obviously, the school district and going the extra yard to protect our students, faculty, and staff. Question?
Yeah, what is the unit actually called? What's the name of it? I mean, what's it called?
It's simply called an air purifier.
Is that right?
That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yes, every classroom it has one. Every classroom has one. It covers approximately 3,000 square feet.
Dory got a question.
What were you using to test the effectiveness? What kind of tests were run and what third-party process?
Well, when I first looked at the unit, they did a swab test, and they measured the contaminants that were on all the surfaces and in the air. Okay.
On an auger plate or a settle plate?
Excuse me?
An auger plate or a settle plate?
Dory, Mr. Gatto could get that report for you, but I think that, maybe me and you and a couple other board members know what you're talking about there. So with all due respect, he could get that report for you.
I can get the report for you, yes.
Dory, that's her field. She specializes in
great,
that, so,
great.
so,
Maybe you
but
could
I
teach
could
me
assure
something.
you, that Mr. Gatto, he spoke with me and Mr. Parolo about this, unit, and, he was skeptical about it, and, the tests were done, and he went over and explained to all of us, how it works. So anything that we could purchase, that's another added layer, is good, but if you could get her that report and you could look that over, I know your expertise in that. And, yeah, Mr. Gatto put a lot of time into that, and like you said, last year we could only get 45, but now every classroom will have that. And hopefully, those units will last a while, and when this COVID's over, we could even use them, during the flu season.
Absolutely.
You said Mr. Parolo asked you to buy them. Did you give him the bill?
No.
Okay.
Mr. McHugh writes the checks, okay?
No, I'm only joking with you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gatto.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So
Mark.
are they
Good
in,
job.
are they in the classrooms?
Yes.
They're in the
Yes.
classrooms?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
As always, George, good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else from the public?
Were those purchased with the special money that they're getting, the COVID money?
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't a school purchase, no, it was through ESSER funding, yes.
Okay, so no one else from the public. Let's go on to routine monthly business.
Mr. President, I would make a motion that we approve the minutes of the August 26th and September 9, 2021 meetings, and also approve the list of bills for September 2021, and approve the treasurer's report for August of 2021.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? All those in favor? Aye. Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item A, under business.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we approve the attached resolution number 21-22-2, authorizing the incurrence of lease rental debt between the Bristol School District and the Bucks County Technical High School.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen, okay. Mr. McHugh?
Sure, the Bucks County Technical High School is undertaking bond financing to address the school's capital needs relating to replacement, upgrade, and improvement of their roof, HVAC system, and various safety systems. The total cost of the project is estimated to be $21.5 million and is expected to be financed through the issuance of 2 series bonds, one in early 2022 and one in 2023. The bonds will be issued to the Tech School Authority. Each of the 6 member school districts will share in the debt service payments for the bond issues, which will be secured by lease revenues under an agreement of lease amongst the member school districts and the Tech School Joint Board as lessees. Our proportional share is $801,000. It's a 20-year bond, and we are currently 2.61% of the Tech School.
Thank you, Mr. McHugh. Does anyone on the board have any questions before we vote on this? Okay, with no questions, this is going to have to be a roll call vote. So, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Cullen?
Yes.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Yes.
Mr. Parolo?
Yes.
Mr. Poliafico?
Yes.
Mr. Poplawski?
Yes.
Mr. Rusin?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
And Mr. Chicoletti?
Yes. Motion carries. Item B.
Item B, Mr. President, I make a motion that we approve to adopt the attached resolution number 21-22-3, 520.1 of the Pennsylvania School Code for temporary provisions due to a declared emergency.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, who wants to explain that one?
I'll explain it. It allows us, if we had to go virtual for any reason due to COVID, we had to maybe even go on a staggered schedule or a hybrid schedule. This resolution allows us to do that.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dr. Minetti. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 7 under personnel.
Item A, Mr. President, make a motion to approve the resignation of Jessica Hall, District Assistant PCA, effective December 14, 2021.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen, questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay, abstentions? Motion carries.
Item B, Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the appointment of the following district assistants, PCA, effective the 2021-2022 school year. Victoria Cuevas, Casey Davis, and one late addition to this list, Shaquille Vaughn.
Okay, Mr. Vaughn was added along with another name under PCAs because the clearances did come through just the other day, and the agendas were already printed. So,
If I can note, Act 65, which is the amendments to the Sunshine Act that went into effect August 29th, in my opinion, is not implicated because the actual agenda item is not changed, just names were added. So, same with the other motion when it comes up following this.
Thank you, Mr. Truelove. So, Mr. D'Angelo, do I have a second? That was by Mr. Cullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions. Item number C.
Item C, Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the appointment of the following non-certified cafeteria employees effective with the 2021-2022 school year. Alyssa Acevedo, Samantha Viola, and the one that was added tonight, Lisa Cotto.
Second.
Second, Mr. Cullen. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions. IU representative. How are you? Thanks for coming.
Mary Agnes DeSico with the Bucks IU. Thank you. I just wanted to note that beginning back on September 14th, the Bucks IU has been running a free COVID-19 testing site from the central offices up in Doylestown. Who is eligible for the testing? That would be any Bucks County school employee or contractor, and also any Bucks County children who have exhibited symptoms. School employees, of course, must have a current school-issued ID with them. And children must be accompanied by a parent or guardian who will be responsible for actually administering the test. The rapid testing is available Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, and an appointment is required. That can be made on the Bucks IU website.
Mary Agnes, the address?
Sure, 705 North Shady Retreat Road, and that's Doylestown, PA.
Okay, we'll put that up on our website, too. Thank you for that information.
We do have that up.
We have that up, Dr. Benetti? Thank you. Okay, information and discussion. The next public meeting will be Thursday, October the 7th. Let me go around the horn here. Mr. Smith, you have anything to add?
I wish the best of luck to Dr. Minetti. It was a pleasure for my 2 meetings with you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Is that it, Mr. Smith?
That's it.
Mr. Poplawski?
Just want to thank the 21st Century After-School Program at the elementary school. I have 3 kids that are involved in it, and they look forward to it every day. We actually wanted them to miss yesterday because of soccer practice, and they talked us into letting them stay, and then we just went right to soccer. So they're doing an awesome job so far.
That's it?
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Poplawski. Mr. Cullen?
Yes, something Mr. Nastasi said earlier, is that website on our site, the one you were talking about, the one you said earlier?
Steve, I'm not sure. Is it on there?
That's an email address.
Mine was an email address.
What are you asking? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Just to sign up for it?
What's that?
Just sign up for it, you said that you have to.
Yeah, he said just send an email.
Can't hear him either.
Called me today.
I'm
Steve,
sorry, what are you
Dr.
asking
Minetti
for
has a
that's on the
question.
website?
What's that?
What are you asking?
No,
The email address.
The email address, is that on our,
For 21st
The email
century.
address for 21st Century?
yes.
Okay, if it's not, we can put it up there.
Yeah, I was just curious if it was up there, that's all I was asking.
Well, usually we get a flyer from
Right.
them, and we post it on the website. And then we've also posted on our social media, and that has the link to it.
Thank you.
And, sorry, the other thing, and I just want to thank Dr. Minetti for the 2 years that she's been here. It's really been a pleasure working with her this whole time. I just want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Steve.
Is that it, Mr. Cullen?
Yes.
Mr. Parolo?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mr. Gatto for coming here and explaining the thing, the filter HEPA thing, to let everybody know that you know, we're doing everything we can to keep the kids safe. So if there's anything else we can do, and anybody has any ideas, then we'll do them. So, thank you.
Okay. Mr. D'Angelo? Just a couple things. With the back-to-school night, I attended both, and Kelly and Nick did a great job.
Thank you.
And not so much, first of all, it's great to have the parents. That's where it all counts. But I got to see you interacting and really reaching out and just trying to solve simple problems and simple questions. And it was well attended in both areas, in both schools, and you really did a great job. So, and again, I think you got the relationship with your parents. That's the key, and that they know that they can pick up the phone and call you guys anytime, and you'll resolve it. So thank you for that. On Monday, September 20th, we the BAA, which is the Bristol Athletic and Academic Association. We had our golf outing, which is our primary fundraiser, and I do want to thank. It was a beautiful day. It was fully sold out. I want to thank all the sponsors. Too many to mention here, but just to let you know that we probably raised close to $10,000, and that money goes right back to our kids. So $6,000 of it will go to graduating seniors. There's 4 $1,500 scholarships that we give, and probably more importantly, it's the other $2,000 that we try to spread around to the various groups, whether it be the basketball team that might need something, or we are a big funder of the Silver Bay, which takes some of our kids up to New York for a retreat, and just anything. What we ask is that teachers, if you need money, submit a grant request, and we'll figure out a way to get you the money. So I just want to thank everybody. Everything went well. Our next thing will be our Hall of Fame, and I'll give everyone an update at our next meeting. But we are inducting some really, really legendary athletes from Bristol's past, from the 60s, from the 70s, a whole array of people. We'll bring the names and the list, and that'll be our next event. I believe they'll have it at the football game. Yep. And so that is what we're working on there. So, and again, lastly, Dr. Minetti, it's been a pleasure. Wish you nothing but the best, and just leave me a couple pens before you leave.
I'll have a whole stack of them for you.
Okay, thank you so much, and good luck to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Piafto?
Yes, I just have a couple questions. What's the holdup on the office out here?
We're waiting on the finalize the permit.
Can you say that again?
We're waiting on the permit.
You started the project without permits?
Well, we submitted the paperwork, and then when we submitted that, they had some alterations.
Wasn't it like drawings or something, Dave?
Yeah,
or-
so the drawings, they were requesting some drawings to be specific, so we provided them with the drawings.
Who's doing the drawings?
Gilmore and Associates.
Who did it?
Gilmore.
Gilmore.
Gilmore has to make a drawing for these offices?
In order to get the permit.
How much is that going to cost?
I did not receive a bill yet for Gilmore. They're still in the process. We just sent them plans of the elementary school structure in the front because they requested that in order to do the drawing. That's where we're at with it.
I mean, it just seems like that was started before the summer, even right in the summer, right? Those offices?
They were started at the beginning of August.
Seems like they were started earlier than that.
No, they were started in August, and then we had other projects that had to get done, and we were waiting for the permit. So it's been about a month, a little longer than a month.
I have to disagree there.
Well, that's your opinion.
What's that? Yeah, and it's yours.
Thank
What's
you.
the, how about the pole barn? Is that complete?
To my knowledge, yes.
A piece of the fence maybe, but as far as everything is,
Yeah, I was going to get to that because I saw kids riding like three-wheelers out there, or
Yeah.
four-wheeler, whatever the heck they
well,
are.
they put the fence up to stop that, so that's.
We have cameras out there?
Yes.
Yep.
Good, okay. So after the football season, everything can get put in there? All the equipment?
Yeah, there's stuff for the football, for the field hockey, track, everything. So,
I noticed this, the cost for this generator, 33,000.
So the cost was $33,000. We received a $20,000 grant from Dow, so it cost the district $13,000.
What's it for, Chris? What's the money actually going?
It was to move the generator from Dow to here and then to install, to get it connected up into our building. That's what the additional cost was. So Dow was I can't say enough about them. They started with $10,000. They saw how much the project was going to cost us, and they said, listen, we'll work and we'll give you an additional $10,000. So
That's great.
I don't think it would have been possible without Dow, so a real shout out to them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I just happened to notice that there.
and they're actually
They
going to
couldn't have been more accommodating to us
No,
and wanting it here in our buildings.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's great. Thanks. Thanks for clarifying that. I'm good.
Mr. Rusin?
Yeah, I got a couple things. First of all, the repairs to the tech school is well overdue and needed badly. They got, the roof has been patched for years, and it's over 20 years old to begin with, but it's been patched and to no avail of keeping the water out of the building. They have water running down the walls, and you know, it's just, they got to get it stopped before they get mold and any kind of other issue there. But that's what that was about, and you know, I was proud to vote yes for that. Another thing too is that machine that Mr. Gatto showed us. I'm 100% for it, but my issue, and I know it's COVID money, but don't we have to vote on anything over $10,000? I mean, you know, I think we're getting away from that. I mean, I know with the generator was $13,000, but shouldn't we be voting on that as a board for anything over $10,000? Am I wrong with that?
You're right with that, but I think that was mentioned that we were going to be purchasing those. Somewhere I remember it was mentioned, whether it be in executive session or even in here. I'd have to look back on that.
But, I mean, even though it's COVID money, shouldn't we have been voting on that? And I'm 100% for it. I'm not saying we don't need it or don't want it, but what's right is right.
I can look into that, Mr. Rusin. This is the first I knew about that purchase, so I'm not gonna, but I wasn't at the last meeting.
Yeah, okay.
But it's really no cost to the district, really, right?
Well, that's the thing. I have to find out if it's a pass-through, or if it's something that actually costs the district money. So that may be the fine line, but we can certainly look at that.
If I recall, I'm not 100% sure, but we have to go all the way back to last year when that Sr3 Grant, Chris?
ESSER 1 was last year, yeah.
ESSER 1 was last year,
Correct.
and we were including things in that to use all of the money. I'm not sure, was this included in that, or was it talked about?
Probably a portion of it was included, and then the rest was passed to ESSER 2.
Okay.
So ESSER 2 is beginning this year till 2023, and then ESSER 3 is beginning this year till 2024.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank George for the work he did on acquiring that, and he did other research on the units that's on the roof of the school right now, and to see if it was where we should spend the money at to get our bang for the buck, you know, but he did a lot of work on that. I appreciate it. My last thing is that I wanted to thank Dr. Minetti for all she did, and I'm going to miss her dearly. I think she did an excellent job, and we're losing a good one. That's all.
Thank you, John.
Dr. Benetti, you have anything?
Just to let everybody know, we're finishing up the Sr3 Grant, and before it goes up, it will be posted it has to be posted for the public. So I'm passing that along to Tom. I have all the narratives done. I'm just filling in the last tentative financials for that, and then it'll be all ready to go, and then review board and public.
Okay, so we had 1, 2, and 3, correct?
This is the third and last one.
This will be the third one that it just has to get approved then, correct?
Yes.
So how it works is that we have to put the money out and then we're reimbursed.
So ESSER 1 worked in the sense that they distributed an equal amount of money every month. So ESSER 1 was small, it was only $360,000, so we were only receiving like 20-some thousand a month for 14 months or however long it went, and that's how it worked. So I'm assuming ESSER 2 and ESSER 3 will work similarly to that.
ESSER 2 is written and it's under review from the state. And Sr3, I'm just finishing up the last details of it now.
So you're responsible for all three of those? You
Yes.
were responsible for writing those
For writing
grants?
those grants, yes. Well, actually, Mary Giswaldi wrote the narratives for Sr1, and I wrote the other ones.
So we got our money. That was good work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
Mr. Trullo?
Briefly, we had an executive session tonight at 6:45. All board members who are present at this meeting were present at the executive session, along with Dr. Minity, Mr. Q, Mr. Gatto, Mr. Stasi, were you in the room?
No.
I don't think so. Okay, we'll make sure I didn't miss that. And myself, informational items and were discussed at the executive session, as well as some litigation matters. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Trullo. I just have one question. I always get asked this, is that the back-to-school night, okay, is it too soon? Should it be after the kids are in school a little bit? I mean, that's just I was asked that question, and I'm like, well, I think when I went to school many, many years ago, it was like in October, so that the teachers had a chance to actually, get involved with the students a little more, but I don't know, I'm not in education, so just
We've always traditionally had it around this time in September. Varies between last week and this week, and it really is an opportunity to share with the parents what they can expect from their child's teacher. It's not an opportunity where it's a one-on-one conference where they would be discussing, the teacher would be discussing a particular student with a parent. That would be a separate, totally different meeting. So I think that most of the schools, I attended my own children's last night, so I think this is the time where most schools have their back-to-school nights.
Okay, so
And that is true, Dave. That is true, because, like we just said, that inform the parents, this is what we expect of your child, and to inform them so they know what to look for as the year goes on. You don't want to wait till October, because you're already in the stream of it.
Right, because I know we have the teacher conferences. Okay, I was just curious about that. I wish they had that when I was in school. We used to have it in November, and the teacher had a whole list to tell my parents, so. It would have worked in my favor this time. Okay, thank you. I got my question answered. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Who is it? Mr. D'Angelo?
Mr. Collins, Mr. D'Angelo.
Mr. Cullen, Mr. D'Angelo. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.